Recording.
They launch, they crash, they rebuild, and begin to ask, why does it work? By 8, they don't just follow instructions, they experiment, changing designs, testing ideas, figuring things out. Then, at 12, they build systems, electronics, mechanisms, control, understanding how things work, by making them work. And by 15, they don't build projects. They build solutions, designing, prototyping, solving real problems. Across space, robotics, AI, and engineering, they don't just learn concepts, they apply them. Because when students build, something changes. They stop fearing failure. They start thinking, creating, solving. They don't just learn answers, they learn how to find them. They don't follow instructions, they build what comes next. This isn't a program, it's an ecosystem for the next generation of builders. Lab of Future. They don't start with theory, they build. Fail fast, learn faster.
So, hey guys, we'll be starting in another 5 minutes, okay?
The world is moving fast. Education is standing still. Students are still taught to memorize, to follow instructions, to find the right answers without ever building them. At Lab of Future, that changes. Students don't start with theory, they build. At 6, they build their first flying models. They launch, they crash, they rebuild, and begin to ask, why does it work? By 8, they don't just follow instructions, they experiment, changing designs, testing ideas, figuring things out. Then, at 12, they build systems, electronics, mechanisms, control, understanding how things work, by making them work. And by 15, they don't build projects. They build solutions, designing, prototyping, solving real problems. Across space, robotics, AI, and engineering, they don't just learn concepts, they apply them. Because when students build, something changes. They stop fearing failure. They start thinking, creating, solving. They don't just learn answers, they learn how to find them. They don't follow instructions, they build what comes next. This isn't a program, it's an ecosystem for the next generation of builders. Lab of Future. They don't start with theory, they build. Fail fast, learn faster.
Science and math your child learns in school could actually build the world around them. From self-driving cars using distance sensors, to robotic arms programmed with angles and gear ratios, to Mars rovers guided by ultrasonic sensors. Robotics is shaping our world, and it's built on the concepts your child learns in school. At Lab of Future, algebra, geometry, physics, they all come alive. Our students don't just learn, they apply. Using sensors, gears, circuits and code, they build like real engineers, solving real-world problems. From contactless bins and gas alarms to home automation and smart systems, they're not just learning about innovation, they're building it. And that's not all. They go global, competing, collaborating, and connecting with experts from around the world. This is more than robotics, it's creativity, engineering, purpose.
So, hi everyone. Uh, I request you all to just turn on your video and you can be just interactive throughout this session. Let's make this session interactive. You can put your queries and answers in the chat. Okay? Yes. Okay. So, shall we begin the session? Are you all ready? Okay, fine. So, first of all, welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, so myself, Rubina, I am the subject lead and head of the R&D for robotics at Lab of Future. So I also work as a senior curriculum developer in the field of robotics and emerging technologies. So if you see, my work focuses on building innovative robotic experiences and developing future-ready curriculum. I also help learners like you explore technology through hands-on creativity and problem solving. So, to talk about us, Lab of Future, we are not just another training institute or a lab. Okay, so we are building something much more bigger. That is a place where future is not just discussed. Okay, we don't just discuss about future, but we are creating it. Okay, and this is a space where learners like you, innovators, can explore without limits. So where learning has no ceiling, and we have a lot of opportunities which is accessible to everyone. So before we start, okay, so I have a question for you guys. When you hear the word robot, okay, when you hear this term robot, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? You can just type one word in the chat. Okay. When I tell you about, or when I just say the term robot, what is that one thing which comes in your mind? Yes, you can drop your answers in the chat. Okay. Yes, guys. Just be interactive. Okay. So I can see some answers coming. Okay, machine, future, computer science. Okay, fine. So let's find out who's in this room today. Okay, so this one is gonna tell me a lot about you. So we have a poll right now. You just entered the robotics future. Okay. So what role are you choosing? What would you choose? So we have four options right in front of you. So which one would you choose? Okay. Mhm. Okay. So most of you would like to become a space explorer. Nice. Okay, and then we have robot builder and a robot pilot. Good. Okay, so that looks amazing. Okay, so we already have future engineers, AI experts. Okay, as you said, you like space exploring, okay, exploration and all that. So before we get into the cool stuff, okay, so let me show you why robotics is such a big deal right now. Okay, so here's the big picture. Not too long ago, if you see, robots were mostly characters in movies, right? Which were slow, clunky, and fiction. But that world has changed. So today we can see robots are not just machines that move. Okay, so with AI, robots can see their environment, understand information, it can make its own decisions, and with the help of AI, it'll be able to adapt different situations around it. So think about a robotic vacuum cleaner. Okay, so this is one of the most common example which we can take. It does not just move randomly. So it scans the entire room. It senses walls. It avoids obstacles. That is, whenever we try to walk in between it, it doesn't hit us, right? So it avoids the obstacles. It changes the direction accordingly, and it also continues cleaning. So this is the basic idea behind robotics. Whenever we take the term robotics, this is the most basic thing which happens. So it senses, decides, and act accordingly. So and now robots are not hiding in research labs, right? They are in hospitals. We have it in warehouses, homes. As I said about the robot vacuum cleaner, we have it at our homes. Then we also have robots in factories, farms, and even in the sky as drones. So the question is no longer, will robots change our world? Okay, the truth is they already have. So I have one more question for you guys. Okay, a quick instinct check. Just don't overthink it. Okay, just go with your gut. So a robot sees a wall in front of it. What should it do first? So what do you think a robot should do first when it sees a wall in front of it? Okay. So I can see 50-50 answers and stop and scan the area. Okay, so good answers. So if you see a robot should actually follow fixed instructions, okay, without AI. So whenever you take a robot without AI, it normally follows fixed instructions. So AI helps to make better decisions for the robot. So here, if you see, a robot first needs to understand its surroundings. So as your people said, sensing is very important. Okay, scanning the area is very important before it even starts working. So that will be the correct answer. Okay, and next thing is, can a robot be smart without AI? So what is your thought on this? Can it be smart? So you can drop your answers in the chat. We will discuss about it later also. Okay. So if you take any robot, okay, it has to have AI in it. First thing. So it has to have AI to be more smart. It can make decisions without AI, so it will have a fixed set of instructions, as I already told you. We will be giving a code into that. So it'll always have a fixed instructions when you want to make the robot work without AI. Okay, so the next thing is let us look at the four basic types of robots that are making a real difference today. So these are the very four basic type of robots which we have in the world now. So first, if you see, you all would have seen, okay, you would have seen in your social media or your television, okay, even in your textbooks. So the first one are humanoid robots. So if you see, these are robots that look or move like humans. They are just like us. They are designed to work in places built for people, such as homes, offices, hospitals, and even in public spaces. The second one, if you see, they are quadruped robots. So quadruped robots are four-legged robots, almost like a robotic dog. They look like a dog. They can move across rough ground and also climb difficult surfaces, and they enter places that may be dangerous for us. Okay. And the third one, if you see, they are drones. So these are flying robots. Normally, if we take drones, they are used for photography, then delivery, and we also have drones in the agricultural field. Search and rescue operations, inspection, and even space exploration are having drones. The fourth one are nothing but the specialized robots. So these are robots built for one specific job. For example, we can take a surgical robot, which does only surgeries. Then we have warehouse sorting robots, cleaning robots, or even factory robots. Each robot is designing, each robot, 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, so I was talking about the specialized robot, right? So these are robots which are used for one specific job. Okay, so we have surgical robots, then we have robots used in warehouse sorting. For example, you have warehouses where they have this soft drinks or any dairy products. Okay, so these robots are used for sorting those products based on color or what product is it. And then we also have cleaning robots and even factory robots. Okay, so if you see, each robot is designed to solve a real problem. So some go where humans cannot even go. Okay, some do jobs faster than humans, right? So even some helps make dangerous tasks safer. So it is a complete companion for a human. So it is literally safeguarding us from entering into hazardous environment. Okay, and yeah. So now I have a question for you. Okay, so you're in charge of the rescue operation. So I am giving you a rescue operation. You have 10 seconds to decide which robot you want to use for that rescue operation. Okay, so just choose one among these four. It is an emergency mission. Okay, so it's inside a building. Okay, so it has completely collapsed. Which robot would you send first? Okay. Fine. So, yeah, great choices. So, in a real rescue mission, if you see in such rescue mission, engineers would think carefully about the environment first. Okay, so if the area is unstable, okay, a drone or a robot dog may be safer than sending a human first. So, a drone and a robot dog would be the best option for these kind of rescue missions. Okay, good. So the next thing is just imagine, okay, I'm giving you a robot for 1 day. Okay. What task would you make it to do? So you can drop your answers in the chat. Okay. Just imagine I'm giving you a robot for a day. What kind of tasks would you give? So you can drop your answers in the chat. Okay. So you would ask questions and information about topics. Do my homework. Okay. Cleaning my house, sharing knowledge and understanding it. Okay, do my mock exam. Fine. Okay. So I love these ideas actually. When I was like in school, I would also think in the same way. Fine. So now you might be wondering, is one type of robot better than another, right? So there are many types of robot. So if that question comes to your mind, that is a great one. Okay. So it is more interesting than you might think. Okay. So I want to just pause here and let's sink in. Okay. So everything we just discussed is happening today. Okay, it is not in some distant future. Robots are literally helping elderly people at home. Robots are assisting doctors during surgery, and robots are building cars in factories. They are sorting thousands of packages in warehouses. And if you see, drones are surveying farms, inspecting towers, and helping during emergencies. So the future is not coming later. Okay, so we can see the future is already here. And the most exciting part is that many of the people building these technologies started exactly where you are, with the curiosity, questions, and the desire. You should have that strong desire to build something new. Okay. So we just talked about all of these happening right now, right? So I want to know which one genuinely surprised you the most. So, which one feels most like the future is already here? Okay, so I have a poll for you right now. Okay, which one feels most like the future is already here? So, we have robot surgery, delivery drones, self driving cars, robot pets. Okay, self driving cars and robot surgery. Yes. So, these examples show that robotics is already becoming a part of everyday's life. Okay. So the next thing is, if you see here, we have humanoids versus specialists. Okay, so you have humanoid robots and some specialized robots. Okay, which one do you think is the best? So here is a question that engineers actually debate. Okay, so should we build robots that can do many different tasks or robots that are excellent at one specific task? So if you see humanoid robots, if you take like a Swiss Army knife, okay, so they are flexible, adaptable, and can work in human designed environments. Okay, so what do they do is they may open doors, carry objects from one place to another. They even talk to people and move around spaces made for humans. But there is a challenge. Okay, so it is that humanoid robots are expensive. We all know that they are expensive, complex, and really difficult to build. So, specialist robots, if you take, on the other hand, are different. So, they are like a specialized tool. They may do only one task, but they can do the task extremely well. Okay, for example, if you take a warehouse sorting robot, it does not need to look like a human. Okay, it just needs to move packages quickly and accurately. And even if you take a surgical robot, it does not need to walk around. It can be a static robot which stays in one place. It needs just precision and control. It has to do the surgery correctly. It need not move. It can be a static robot. So, if you take an answer for this debate, the best robot is not always the most advanced looking robot. It need not be a humanoid. The best robot is the one that matches the job perfectly. Okay. So now there's one more question for you. So imagine you have been handed unlimited funding. Okay, just don't think about the funding amount. Okay, it is just unlimited. So no wrong answers. Okay, what's your first move? What would you do? So will you build a humanoid robot? So I said unlimited funding. Okay, so will you build a humanoid, an AI robot dog, or a drone fleet? Okay, a humanoid robot and a drone fleet. Okay, fine. So this is exactly the kind of decision companies and engineers make. Okay, so they think whether they want flexibility or do they want speed and efficiency. Based on their requirement, they decide which robot they have to do or build with their funding. Okay, so and I have one more question for you, which you can just drop your answers in the chat. Would you rather have a robot that is 70% good at 100 tasks? Okay, so just imagine. Will you prefer a robot that is 70% good at 100 tasks or a 100% perfect robot for one task? Which one would you prefer? 100% perfect robot for one task or 70% good at 100 tasks? So this is like an engineering trade-off. Okay, so it is like flexibility versus efficiency. There is no single perfect answer for this question. It depends on what mission you are building. Okay, so 100% perfect. Mhm. Okay, one of you has given 70% good at 100 tasks. Yeah. So as I said, there are no right answer for this one. Okay. It depends on what mission you're going to build uh, the robot for. Okay. So the next thing is, if you see, individual robots are really impressive, right? So individual robots are present, are doing amazing tasks and all that. Okay. But when robots are connected through an AI network, something amazing happens. Okay, so what they do is they stop working like separate machines and they start working like one intelligent system. They become a system. Instead of one single machine, they become an intelligent system. So, if you take, for example, let us just imagine a warehouse. Okay, I'm giving you a scenario now. Imagine a warehouse where hundreds of robots are moving at the same time. So maybe one robot will find an obstacle. Okay, so instead of every robot getting stuck, the information is shared across the network through AI. So the other robots can change their route. So in by doing that, they avoid delays and they continue working. Okay. So to give a real life example, this is similar to an ant colony or a flock of birds. So one ant or one bird is limited, but when many work together, they create a powerful system. So if you see, that is a real power shift in robotics from smart robots to intelligent robot systems. So this warehouse example is a very nice example. You can just think of it. Okay, and there is a classic robotics debate. Okay, so think about it for a second before you vote. Okay, so I have another question for you. So which one do you think is more powerful? So one genius robot or 100 simple robots working together, one human controlling all the robots, or robots with no network connection. Which one do you think is more powerful? Okay, so 50% says one genius robot, the other 50% says 100 simple robots working together. So, yeah, so if you see, a connected team of robots can sometimes solve bigger problems than one advanced robot working alone. So, it is better to have a team of robots. Okay, so I have one more question for you. Okay, so just imagine you're the AI engineer on a call. Okay, you're an AI engineer. So the fleet just hit a problem. Okay, so there's a fleet of robot. It has just hit a problem. What do you tell the system to do? So it is blocked by an obstacle. What should the AI network do? So based on what we discussed just now, okay, you tell me what decision will you take if you are the AI engineer? Okay, yes, very good. So, if you see here, smart fleets will share information and adjust quickly. Okay, that is what we discussed right now. So, that is what makes them powerful also than an individual robot. So, what it will do, for example, the robot has found the obstacle, right? Say robot A has found the obstacle in some path, random X and Y path. So what it will do, it will send the information to the system where every robot in the fleet are controlled. So because that robot in path A has found a particular obstacle, it will just give an information saying that for the other robots to not come in the same path so that they don't waste their time and they manage the tasks efficiently. Okay, so the answer is reroute nearby robots. Fine. So next, if you see from this slide topic itself, teamwork, okay, is very important for the AI powered robot fleets. So if you see, there are three things which make AI powered robot fleets so powerful. Okay, the first one, as you can see here, is the speed and scale. So a robot fleet can handle thousands of tasks at the same time. So this is far beyond what a single robot or human team can manage, right? And the second one, if you see, is self optimization. So the network learns from every action. So each and every time it keeps improving the routes, it reduces delays, and it helps to make better decisions in real time. And the third one is the real world impact. So if you see, this is not just a theory. Okay, so large companies already use robot fleets in warehouses, fulfillment centers, and delivery systems. So think about how fast online orders move today. Behind that speed, there may be robots sorting, lifting, scanning, moving, and organizing items. So one robot is useful, and if you see, a fleet of connected robots can transform an entire operation. Okay, so you've got your own fleet of robots ready to deploy. Just imagine you've got your own fleet of robots ready to deploy. So you pick the mission that matters most to you. So you have your own fleet. So where would you use it? Okay, hospital, space station, school campus. Fine. So if you see here, um, not every option has a real robotics use case, right? Option has its own use case. So that is what makes this feel so exciting. So where is all of this heading? And more importantly, where do you fit into it? Okay. So what is the next thing? So if you see in robotics, we have a lot of emerging opportunities. Okay. So right now, billions of dollars are flowing into robotics and AI, creating some of the most exciting career opportunities in the world. So there are three main areas that are especially exciting. So if you see the first, learning robots. So these are the robots that improve through experience. Okay, instead of only following fixed instructions, they learn from data and feedback. So based on the feedback, they try to improve their working performance. So the second one, if you take, are medical robots. So robots are used in surgery, diagnostics, patient care, even in rehabilitation centers and hospital support. So these are about the medical robots. That is the second emerging field. Then the third one, and a very interesting field, this is space exploration. So if you see, robots are extremely important in space because they can go where humans cannot easily go. So in space, there are different pressure at each and every planet. So it is not that easy for a human to go just like that. So we have rovers, we have drones, robotic arms, and autonomous systems, which help explore a lot of planets, moons, and unknown environments. So if you see, robotics is not only for coders. So it is not only for people who know coding. So we need mechanical designers, we need electronic experts, AI engineers, product designers, we need problem solvers, researchers, and creative thinkers. So if any of these areas excite you, so that excitement is a signal worth following. Okay, so don't leave that spark in you. So this one might point you toward your future career. Okay, so pick the field, okay, that genuinely lights you up. Okay, so which future robotics field sounds most exciting to you? So personally, which one do you feel will be most exciting one? Space robotics, medical, AI learning, home assistant, defense and rescue robotics. Okay. Space robotics, medical, and defense. Good. Yes. So your answer could actually point towards a future career path. Okay. So there is one more thing. So if you could only develop one skill to break into robotics, just one skill, what would it be? So you can trust your instincts here. Okay. If you could only develop one skill just to break through robotics, what would it be? So you can just put your answers in the chat. Okay. So it can be any skill. Can drop your answers in the chat. Just remember only one skill. So is it coding or is it electronics? Can also be mechanical design, or do you need to have a problem solving mindset or teamwork? Which one do you think is the most important robotic skill? Yes, you can drop your answers in the chat. Innovation. Good. So, not just for robotics, innovation is a skill which is needed for any other field, right? Okay. Anybody else? Which skill would you develop to break into robotics? Coding. Yes, coding is very important part of robot. Very good. Okay, fine. So now if you see, the world of robotics is vast, correct? So we have a very vast robotic world. It is exciting and it is really waiting for people exactly like you. So if you see, this webinar is just the beginning. Okay, so you need to keep asking questions because I feel curiosity is your most powerful tool. Okay, and not just asking, you have to keep experimenting because every failed prototype, it doesn't matter if you fail. Okay, it teaches you something that your textbook cannot. Next, and the most important thing is keep building. So, because somewhere out there, okay, the next great robot maybe waiting to be invented by someone who starts with the same curiosity you have today. Who knows, tomorrow one of you will build your own humanoid robot or a drone or whichever robot you like. Okay. So, thank you for being a part of this session. Yes, we're almost done. And now let me hear your questions. So, do you have any questions about this webinar? Okay, you can drop in your questions. So we have 10 minutes and I want to hear what you are thinking. Okay, you can ask about how to get started in robotics. Just any questions just comes to your mind. Okay, so if there are no questions, okay, one last question from my side. Okay, you can type one robot idea which you wish existed in the future. So any robot idea you wish existed in the future, which you would like to have in the future. It might be your own idea also. So you can just drop your answers in the chat. Okay. Robot teachers, soldiers. Good. Okay. Any other interesting idea? Robots, innovating new robots. Nice. That sounds interesting. Okay, fine. So these ideas are really great. So the others, you can also just drop in your ideas in the chat box. Okay, so I'm requesting Srishti to take over.
So, thank you guys. Thank you, Rubina, for taking such a wonderful session. And thank you, everyone, for joining today's robotic webinar, your first guide to robotics. You all did a fantastic job. Your energy, curiosity, participation were amazing. So, give me a second. You guys can see my screen. Okay. So, today we explored how robotic is shaping the world around us, from AI robotics, drone to humanoid to future robotic career. This is just the beginning of your robotic learning journey. So you have got 50 space credit. Now, if you ask me what is space credit, it is more like your learning credits. The more activities, the more participation you do with us, the more amount of space credits you will be getting from us. So before that, I just want to know how many of you are from Jaipur and Dubai? Because here is something exciting for you. Our camps are already running in Jaipur, where students are designing satellites, launching rockets, building robotic projects, working on AI models like ChatGPT and Alexa. You can just look at this. So in Dubai, our camp starts from July, where students will explore robotics, AI, space science, rocket simulation, and even experience flying inside a wind tunnel. Just that's how I showed you the video right now. So these are right now happening in Dubai. So if anyone is interested, you can reach out to us. Remember, just there is another masterclass happening on robotics. So I request everyone to scan the QR code and or you will be getting the email after this. So remember, this is not just about today's session or today's score. Every quiz, mission, challenges, activities you complete helps you earn more space credits. To collect these credits, you just have to download the Lab of Future. I have already placed the QR code. You can just scan it and download the app. And to get your certificate, you just type your full name and your information and details to the email which is written down. Okay. The more space credit you get, the more chance you go higher up on the leaderboard. So join our community today. Okay, it was a great session, guys. I hope to see you on the next Lab of Future session. Okay. Any doubts, any queries, you can even reach out to us through our email IDs right away. Okay, that's all, I guess. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the participation. You can take a leave now. Thank you, Rubina, once again.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Bye bye.
I'm so sorry. I will be sharing it to you. Right after this, I will be sharing it to you personally, okay? If I have something like that have happened, please let us know. Keep us informed. We will be sharing it to you to your registered email ID. Just hit me up on the community at Lab of Future email. So, I can just forward it to you right over there. Okay, Kavya? Okay, Kavya, sorry, my bad. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.